Hi, here's a quick video to help you with the probability and Punnett Squares assignment. So to begin with, you're going to click and drag the vocab words for the correct definition. So A, it says the Punnett Square lists all of the possible outcomes. It is an example of this. Well, if it's going to list all of the possible outcomes, then it is an example of sample space. So you will drag, oops, I totally dragged the wrong one. So you will drag sample space down there. What in the world? Make sure you grab the right one. And then you would continue on. So if you need help with knowing what any of these vocab words mean, don't forget about mathisfun.com. In fact, maybe I should even add a text box here. Don't forget about mathisfun.com. And then that way you can have the link right there. And then we should probably change that to a different, oh, that's the same as what we used up there. There we go. And then let's highlight it. There we go. Now it'll look different. Okay, so you're going to go through, find your vocab words, click and drag them through there. Or if you're doing it on paper, you can just write the word in the box. And then down here, you're going to use examples of probability, or have some examples of probability. Number 1 says, use the multiplication counting principle to find the total number of outcomes of a big H, little h, and a little h parent where dark hair is dominant. So the multiplication counting principle basically is you're going to use multiplication to find out how many possible outcomes there are. And so when I see the big H, little h, what that tells me is that there are 2 possible outcomes that parent could give off. And then when you look at the other one, little h, there's only 1 possible outcome of an allele that the parent could get off. So you're going to, how many possible outcomes are there on the first one? How many possible outcomes are there on the second? And then you just multiply them up. And so you can predict that when you do your Punnett square, there will be 2 different options. So then you go down here, you can do your Punnett square. You're doing great at those kinds of things. What's the probability? And then what's the sample space of all the possible outcomes? So the sample space is going to be what is listed in the offspring. That's why you do a Punnett square, is because it lists the sample space for you. So then on the next page, you're going to go through what is the probability of having a dark or light-haired child. So you're continuing on from the first page, and then practicing vocab. And then you're going to do another example starting here at 7, where big T, and little t, and it's the ability to roll a tongue. And so you'll do the Punnett square and answer questions 9 through 12. So again, this is just one more practice like we've been doing, but please reach out for help if you need it. I would love to help you, especially as you're really beginning to practice these probability vocab words. Thanks for listening.